Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Metaphysical Hour. I'm Julia Cannon, and this is my co-host, Tracy Mahan.
Hi, everyone. It's
So
wonderful.
excited to be here. Yeah,
I know we missed out last week. Sorry, there was unforeseen circumstances popped in right at the last minute, nonetheless.
last minute,
So
very last minute.
we were logging on last minute. So
Mhm.
you guys, thank you for bearing with us. And you got to see an old version of us. I think that was a 5-year-old episode. So not sure what all we said in there, but I'm sure it was brilliant. Had to be.
Had to be. Must have been. So,
Yeah. So tell everybody what you would like to see in the chat room.
yes, please come in. Tell us where you're from, because that lights up your place in the grid. That energizes that grid that's around the earth all the time. And so it's our energetic grid. And I can't wait to really find out what this is all about. That it's like they just keep saying it's very important that you light up your part of the grid. So shine your light. Yep. And then it's important. That's what we know right now. So, but it makes sense that it's important. I mean, not that it's like the grid and all that. It's like it's you claiming. I think you said that last time. You're claiming your spot, and then it's energizing this grid.
Well, and it's uniting us, I think. It's a way of all of us being in the same vibration at the same time, right? So even the ones that show up later and watch later.
Right.
I kid you not, your energy is already here. I mean, like there is no time. So we're all just uniting this energy. And it's just fun to see how it is all around the world.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. We get more information as we get it, you'll be the first to know as we understand more and more about it, but absolutely. It is, I think you're right. It's like, you need to understand you are vital. You are a big piece of this. This is why we're all here. And no matter when or where you're listening, you're just as much a part of it as if you were live right here. So
yeah.
Anytime.
When you said you are vital, I got chills.
Ooh.
Truth bumps. That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're hoping that Tiffany will make it. She was on a flight for her job. She actually has work besides this. And so she was flying in and her flight was delayed. She's trying, we'll see if she makes it in time to come on and join us, but we'll be makeshifting it here. Tracy will be trying to do her old role. Even though last week time we told her to stop looking at it and just
you guys are so mean. Look at it. Don't look at it. No, it's all good. I have a second screen over here with all of you guys on it. So please, if you have questions, you can still write Tiffany in capital letters. I'll know what it means. And then when Tiffany comes back, if she is able to join us and you're already set up for Tiffany, the more emojis, the better, right? I think that's always just a given. And if you guys have questions for us, please do ask. If you are watching this live on Facebook, please, if you want to ask questions, open the thing up all the way, open up the picture or the video or whatever to its full form so that you can do that. Because if you're just posting on the stream, as it's coming up on your feed, we're not getting those. You have to actually click on it and open it up. Okay. Everyone on YouTube, we get yours. We should be good with that. And should we compete over YouTube today? I'm losing, you guys. I am losing hardcore. Julia is kicking my butt in YouTube. So where are my peeps? I really need you guys to rally for me today and go to my YouTube and watch this live. Just saying. But
can you open up like on 2 different tabs, open up the 2 different channels?
That doesn't help me win.
But it helps in general.
It would help in general. You guys do that.
So, then you get to hear us in stereo.
Yes, that would be awesome. So we were talking, I forget that we didn't get to do energy updates last week. So we were talking about energetic things and I think the week before we had brought up that we're in a stage where the dormant emotions are coming up and things like that. And some of it can be challenging and some of it could be nostalgic. It could be good things. But I think
we'll definitely
we've been experiencing that.
Absolutely. And it's like we had to remind each other, oh yeah, that said that's what it was. But it's like it's things from the past. It's things like you're saying, it can be nostalgic, or it can be challenging, but it's things from it's like old stuff. It's old people, old, just whatever, relationships or just people from the past.
Yeah.
I've had several more things happen too, like that. It's just people from my past just come in.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from?
And the things that you're like, I'm done with that. And then it's like, wait, why did that show up again?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think they were also saying that sometimes it's not always just about our completion with it, but maybe the other person that's involved or situations. There can be more to it. So, and definitely it was that old saying, do what you did, get what you got. You're going to keep repeating that pattern.
Yes,
Try
yes.
something new.
Mhm.
If something is showing up in your life again, try a different approach to it.
Right.
Um,
That's probably
I
why
know
you go.
that we had, or at least for me personally, and I know that you were part of that at one point, there was things that it was like, oh, that was such an easy solution. Why didn't I see that first?
Right.
And that's happened to me a couple of times in this energy. It's like something's going on and you're trying to really just like figure it out. And the one thing that I had that was going on here at the house, it was just me being stubborn. And I realized, oh,
You, Tracy? What?
me being my little goat cell. But I was being stubborn, and I was like, things were happening. I'll just tell the story because we're waiting for Tiffany anyway. You guys have time for a story. And just relax with your tea. Here we go. So the air conditioning doesn't reach the top floor of my house. So we have little air conditioner units. Let's see if I can turn the right way. And nope, you can't see it, but it's right behind me. So we have air conditioner units in the upper floor in the windows, except for one of the rooms didn't have it. And that's the room that one of my sons is staying in. And I said, we need to get an air conditioner in that room. It's going to be over 100 degrees in the next couple of days. And so we ran to the store, we got a window unit, but his unit, and for those of you that have seen the show where I just got done remodeling my entire patio and put up a new awning, all kinds of things, his window sits above that. Does everybody know where this is going? Yeah. So
I know because I heard the story.
in my office, I had one of those units that just sits in the room and then pipes out the window with a hose, right? The hose that connects to the window. So
Mhm.
much easier to install those. I love that one because it was so easy to install. But also right out this window is an extended roof where the kitchen down below is. So all of these details. So I'm sitting there and we're trying to put the window unit in his window. And of course it falls. And it fell through my new awning. Now my awning has these little panels in it. And to tell you the truth, I just don't even know how this happened. It hit the panel just right to pop the panel out. The panel moved out of the way and falls to the ground. Meanwhile, the air conditioner falls perfectly into a chair that has a big pad on it. So no one gets hurt, not even the awning. We just had to slide the panel back in and
Not even the air conditioner.
the air conditioner still works. It's now in my window. But that night that all happened, we're all stressed out. He's stressed out. I'm stressed out. He's freaked out that he broke not only the air conditioner, but my new awning.
Sure.
And I'm just sitting there going, huh, what are the odds that it happened the way it did? And then I went to bed that night and I went, well, this is dumb. Why didn't we just move my air conditioner over to his room where it's so simple to just pipe it out the window, and mine's set up better for putting one in the window. And so boom, boom, within probably 20 minutes, we had it all switched around, put together, and everybody's rooms are getting cooled off. That's how easy it would have been if we had done it that way the night before. But nothing got hurt, nothing, it was like I had to ask myself, why didn't I think of that before? And I realized that I actually had thought of that before, moving that air conditioner over to his room and then getting a different one for this. But I really liked the way that was set up in my room and I didn't want to do that. So it was just me being stubborn. And this is where it's like, try to look at things a little different than before, than what we have done before. So if I had just gone with that first thought of moving it over to his room, none of that would have happened. But the universe was kind. Nothing got broken. Nothing, nobody got hurt. And it just took us a little extra time to get there.
Yeah.
I had a similar thing happen with I have a crank up umbrella shade, and I was putting that over our little catio. And the other night it was windy. I hear this crash. I'm like, what was that? The wind had caught it and blew it over. It hit the side of the house. Nothing got hurt. Nothing got broken. I was like, here it is again. That could have been blown right into the little catio thing I had, and it would have destroyed the catio. It would have bent everything up and broke it. And I don't know if there was a decision I could have made there that was different. But again, I was spared anything getting broken. I'm like, thank you. But in these situations that, like air conditioners, if you're finding resistance, and we were that night, we were finding a lot of resistance with things. Stop for a second and just pause on it and say, is there a better way to do this? And just ask and listen when you're getting the answer, because I think that's what the energy is.
Yeah.
And the universe has been kind, and the way it's been bringing it to me is nothing got hurt, nothing got broken, but
maybe there's another way. But I like what you said. If you're hitting resistance, sometimes we forget that this resistance, it's like, we just keep going, we just keep pushing through and stuff like that. It's like, wait a minute, that's a message. That's something, when we keep hitting resistance, that's asking us to pull back, look at it a different way. Yeah, anything. There's another way. You're not with the flow right now.
Yeah. A path of least resistance, had I listened to it in the first place.
Right. But we all do that. And I think it's wonderful to have these reminders.
Yeah.
Like, just watch.
Gentle reminders are good. Let's all pay attention.
Yes.
And just take that step back and go, okay, what's an easier way to do this, and not be in the hurry and all the things. So, so good things. So don't forget, you guys, I'm going to go over here and read where everybody's from. So if you haven't got in there to put in the chat where you're from yet, get on in there and do that. If Tiffany doesn't get back in time, I'll read them off. I'm really good at screwing people's names up, so be ready for that. It'll be going down memory lane when I used to do it all the time. Have I ever said how much I appreciate Tiffany?
You appreciate her every time, even more whenever she does.
Yeah, when she's missing, I really appreciate her.
I forgot I used to do this.
Yeah, that's right. It was so much easier when I could go ding dong. Yep. And there she is. So we'll have to give her like a little bonus or something. Anyways.
Yeah.
What else would be good to talk about? We got some cool things coming up next year. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, well, I think we can. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead, and then we'll that gives everybody, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in, and we'll be happy to talk about, or any subject matter that you would like. But yeah, we have some cool stuff that we're doing next year.
That's right. So in June 20th, Trina Sharon, how do you read it? Sharon, and myself, and then Julia is going to be our guest speaker on a cruise in Iceland. So we really, really would like, I'm going to put the link down below on my YouTube link. So if I also have the information on Facebook, and it's definitely on my website, ready to go.
I'll be getting all mine on this weekend. So
so go to my stuff. No.
Yeah, if you want to get there now, go to Tracy's.
Get it now. Also, if you just want, Trina will email you more information, and you just go to hello@TrinaSharon.com. So what is that? SHEERAN?
Yeah, but Trina is TRIONA.
Oh, that's right. We've got, the spellings on it. Just go to the links.
Yeah.
And anyways, we're really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, Iceland is a place I've never been, and we're going to actually going to Greenland as well.
Yeah.
But this cruise goes all the way around. It makes these all the way around Iceland and then jumps over to Greenland.
And if you go to my if you go to my website, I actually have the map of it on there. So you can check that all out. But 10 days, 7 stops, and then 3 days where we're going to be doing all kinds of different,
workshops and things.
like
Yeah.
we were like trying to write it down, and we're just like, we're going to be doing so many things with you guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool. So we kind of tried to summarize it, but there's going to be some really amazing things, all things metaphysical. I think.
Yep. We're just leaving it wide open so we can just have so much fun. Just, yeah, whatever you want, whatever you need, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so come check that out. Go to tracymayhem.com, or you can go to the Facebook page. My Facebook page, I think, has it on it. We got to get Julia.
Yeah, I'll get me up to speed. Yep.
And yeah, but I know I have it on mine. So go to mine and you'll find it. What else? Anything else? That one was an exciting announcement. I've been chomping at the bit to let that one out. So that's good. All right.
To get some final details done before we can release it. But
yeah, exactly. I know. You got to dot the I's and cross the T's and make it all pretty. But yeah, that's going to be fun. 10 days. 10 days. 7 stops all around. I mean, like, it's going to be fun. And so yeah, go check that out. The information's there. Also, we're looking for right now, I think all they need is a deposit to say I'm going. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna start saying some hellos.
Okay, absolutely.
The first people that showed up in the chat are Cat and Jack. So I'm just gonna say hi to them because they're listening from work. So hello, you guys. Let's see, we've got.
Where are they from?
They didn't say where they're from. They were just saying hi, listening from work.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say hi because they were the first ones on.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, so we got Central Florida. Hello, Sean. We've got, there was me saying hi back to everybody. Seattle, Robert in Seattle. We've got North Carolina with Donna. I like saying names. I hope that's okay. I think it's kind of fun to get the name with it. Jade likes cats in Washington. Janie in Canada, Ontario, Canada. I don't know how to say this one, sorry. Philly, Philly pretzels. Okay, hi from Philly. California with Kristen, Jamie in Pensacola. I love this. Why am I here? That's the name. From Michigan, Samantha from Colorado, Grace from England, Yvonne from Arizona, Ethan from Michigan, Judy from Australia. Ooh. Okay. We've got Manu from Quebec, Canada. We've got Tamara from Colorado. We've got Phoebe from Italy.
Goodness.
We've got Flowers. We've got New York, Carol. Hello, Carol. Okay, so we appreciate you too. We're getting appreciated in here.
Oh, that's
okay. Marjun from UK. We've got let's light up the grid from Donna. Yep, that's when we were asking you guys to light it up.
Yep.
It's funny because we got let's light up the grid, but I don't see where you're from, Donna, unless you already put that in there. You probably did. I probably already read that. Okay, Jen from Canada, Spiritual Disco, San Francisco. Oh, Cat and Jack are from Tennessee. All right, see, it's there. They got caught up. All right. Let's see. Do we got questions yet? You guys have questions? We got more from California. And let's see, South Africa, Florida. Nikki from South Africa, Ali from Florida. I tried to get to you, Tracy. Okay, I don't know what that means. No, see, it's dangerous having me in the chat. I'm like, oh, what are you guys talking about?
Good, Tracy.
I have Team Mayhem going on in my YouTube. Woo! You guys are awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to start looking for some questions. Unless I see somebody. Oh, we got Hawaii in here. Okay, that's not a question. Okay, you guys, this is where it gets funny because you're just going to watch me try to read all of these things. You guys are sharing stories. I love it. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, so Kitty would like to know how do I pick the right QHHT practitioner for me? What do the different levels mean? That's perfect.
Oh, that is good. Yeah, it's really good. The different levels are different levels of training that they've received. Level 1, they get everything they need to do the technique. It's all there, all the nuts and bolts and everything. And then they can go, they're starting to practice, and then they're actually having sessions. I mean, they can be just as good as a level 3, really. In fact, many times, because they've just come out of the class, they are still doing it exactly. Guess who's here?
Oh, yay! Tiffany is here.
Yay.
I can fan off now. I don't have to.
There we go. Yeah.
Now you guys are going to watch me doing this though, because I got back into the groove.
Yeah. Well, now come back over here. Come.
Okay. Hi, Tiffany.
I'm here to tell you that not quite here to help.
Okay. What? Not sure what that means.
My computer's doing updates, so I can't open what I need to read. So I'm here. I'm here for support. Hello.
Okay.
For support.
Okay, well, just jump in whenever you're able. So,
right now we're trying to figure. We're answering the question: how do I pick the right QHHT practitioner? And what do the different levels mean? So
yeah, so level 1, they've gotten all the training, and you get everything you need. And then level 2, we're honing the skills. So it's just a little further, it's like understanding what maybe this person's really wanting to start looking at this as a career. And so that we're really honing their skills, refining their ability and stuff. But the skill, I mean, what they're doing might be the same. I mean, it's just a matter of practice. It really is about practice. And it's just, we're just honing them more. And then the level 3, these are practitioners that want to go all the way career-wise, and they have dedicated, committed themselves to doing the technique exactly the way Dolores Cannon, my mother, taught it, and the way she performed it. And it's like, this is what we created, that program, that level for that. People were always asking for a practitioner, and they said, but I want it done just the way Dolores did it. And we're like, well, we don't know how they're doing it unless we actually watch them. And that's what that level is. We actually watch how they're doing the sessions, and we fine tune that. So it's even more refinement. And so those are the levels, not meaning you have to get the highest level. It's just, that's what will happen there. They have the most experience. Well, I shouldn't say that, because there's many in these other levels that just chose not to go to that point. But they have lots and lots of experience. So to say that they have, that's not a true statement for me to say they have more experience as a level 3. That's just,
you have a guaranteed amount of experience with a level 3, because level 3 needs to have a certain level of or amount of sessions under their belt.
Right.
So that is saying that they have had level. If you get a level 3, they've had a lot of sessions. They've been groomed. I don't know.
They've been
monitored.
What I always call the honed. Their skills.
That's a better word. Yes, honed in. There's definitely some monitoring, and we all have a certain understanding of your mom's work and how to bring it in like her, and to be consistent with that as level 3 practitioners.
Yeah. And we probably have, I mean, and for me to say it the way I said it I don't want to offend anybody, because level 1s and level 2s are also, they're committed. I'm going to do this just like Dolores. It's just level 3 is where we can actually look at the sessions and actually give feedback and actually do, so that we know for sure it's being done exactly, correctly. So that's the only statement. Now, as far as how to find the right person for you, go to this website, go to qhhtofficial.com, look at the practitioner listing, search for your area or wherever you're willing to travel, and look at the practitioners in that area. Look at their picture, look in their eyes, see who resonates with you, look at their bios, look at if they have websites, if they have other ways that you can look into them, look at that. Do your due diligence. That's how you see if they resonate. And trust what your gut feels. If it's like, oh, this doesn't feel right, then don't go with it. If it feels like, yeah, this feels good, I like this person, go with it. That's how you see. Go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, I would say that's the best way, is to definitely go check out the pictures, the websites, how it feels. Monica and I don't live too far apart from each other. And so I get that all the time where they're like, oh, there was two of you. And so I was trying to figure out which one. And so does she, and some people are drawn to her and some people are drawn to me, and it's perfect. Yeah. And, it's really a good way. I've had people that, I want to say, what do we have? Like 9 level 3s in Florida. And I've had people fly from Florida to Oregon to have a session. And it's like, you have 9 practitioners out there. And they're like, but when I saw you, I just knew it was you. And I'm sure the same thing. People from Oregon maybe fly somewhere else, and because they resonate with it. So that's important. It's important to feel like you're connecting with the person that you're having a session with, because you're going to spend some time with them. Yeah. So, yeah, that's great. That's great advice. And okay, how is Tiffany? Am I jumping in with the next question, or is she ready?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Jump in.
She's gonna jump in.
Support.
Okay. So, Janie writes, Tiffany/Tracy. She got us both. Okay. I've had waves of grief resurfacing this week. Is it a warning or message from my spouse I need to pay attention to? I don't know what that part means about from my spouse.
Yeah.
But the waves of grief could be the stuff we were talking about. I've been emotional a little bit with this, like, it's like I'm in those menopause years. It's like I haven't had the cycle PMS things going on. I feel like, man, am I going backwards? What's happening? It's like, but I think that this energy right now is really powerful energy, and it's here because it's helping us to unload these things, right? So,
well, you were talking about it's nostalgic, it's bringing things up from the past. So if that relates to that, that could be what, if you're feeling grief, if it's, we don't know the rest of the story, but it could be if it's something that's maybe from the past and it's bringing it back up to look at it, or especially when it comes up out of the blue, and that's, you're like, whoa, I wasn't prepared for that.
And the part of, is it a warning or a message? I think it's just, I think in my mind, when this stuff is happening, it's just reminding us of a time when we were feeling that way. I know for me, that's the way I was feeling it, is like, man, I remember getting anxious about this kind of stuff or freaked out about this kind of stuff. And then when I realized I don't have to respond to it this way again, I was able to let that piece go. So it could just be showing you that last time you felt this way, it felt like it was a warning about something. I don't feel personally that that's what this is coming up for. I don't feel like you're being warned of anything. I think it's just, there's this story tied around this resurfacing grief. And so look at the story. Where is that coming from? How can you release that?
Right. Maybe you didn't fully grieve before. If there's grief around it, maybe it didn't all happen, or there's just some left that you want to do. And then it takes memories to do that. And it's okay if you haven't done that fully. It does that. It's like I wasn't able to fully grieve when Mom passed. I didn't do it right then. So it pops up every so often. It's like, oh, whoa. And it's just because, so you're going to do it either right away, or you'll do it little by little over time. But you will go through it. That's what we say by the emotions. They're there to experience. And if we just push them down and say, I'll deal with you later, well, later may be now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably easier, not that it's a more appropriate time where you could actually maybe could take the time to deal with it. It's a good time to deal with these things. Right now is the energy is supporting us in that way. It's like it's going to come up and surface so that we can work through it. And now that you've had maybe a little bit of time, that's the better time now to do it. Okay, so really quick, somebody was asking about the spirit portrait behind you.
Oh.
And so do you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. Wendy Scott in Sedona. You got to meet her.
Yeah, she was at the retreat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's there and she does these, it's a soul portrait. And she gives you this really cool reading with it. You know, she gets all this information as she's doing it. So all of that those are symbols, they're different things that she was getting. And then in the reading, it explains what they all are, but
It's
amazing.
beautiful. Yeah, they're
She's an
beautiful,
amazing
beautiful
person.
portraits.
Mhm.
And if you watch the Friday morning show with Julia and Kaya, sometimes you can see, depending on where Kaya's at, you can see his in the background too. So they're pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. Tiffany, are you ready yet, or do I need to seek another one?
Good news. I'm ready.
Okay.
But if there's questions, I didn't get questions until I logged in. So unfortunately, I only have like one question that just popped up. So if you have questions that you see there.
Previous. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
First, I'm going to say hi to Julie in Oregon. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so look, this is about visualizing during a QHHT session. Can I ask something? I just had a QHHT session and I can't visualize. I need help, please.
I can't visualize. Well, I think first is what are your expectations of visualizing? Because sometimes we think, oh, I have to see the cinematic picture there. I'm like watching a movie and that would be my visualizing. We all get our information in different ways. And that's the first thing is don't put any expectations on it. It's coming through. It's your mind's eye that's seeing. It's like when you think about things and you have memories, usually you remember pictures. It's like you'll remember how things were. Usually you have pictures that go with a memory, right? Don't we usually? If you think about
Usually.
something? Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
it's going to be like that. What you thought in your mind, if you have dreams, it'd probably be similar to that. But not everybody sees things, and that's okay. It's how do you receive information? Sometimes you'll hear things. Sometimes you'll just feel it. Sometimes you just know it. That's
Yeah.
okay. All of those are fine. It's just how do you get it, and you just go with it. Whatever happens. Sometimes it'll shift from that into visuals later. Sometimes it won't. You'll just know the whole way through, maybe.
The knowing is the powerful key word there. Like if I said visualize a red bouncy ball and you can't see it in your head, but you know what a red bouncy ball looks like. That's kind of the same thing. That's your third eye, the knowing what it looks like. So when you go into a past life or whatever it is, just go with those thoughts. We say this to you guys all the time. The first thoughts that are popping in and that knowing or that feeling, well, I feel like I might be in a Western town wearing a pair of old ratty cowboy boots and dust up to my eyeballs. As I say it, I might start to visualize it and see it. But in the beginning, I'm just knowing it. I just know that this is the first thoughts that's coming in, the feeling that's coming in. And if you can go with that, I think you're right, Julie. I think eventually that kind of paints its picture.
Yes.
And some people, so visualizing doesn't happen with these eyes. It happens with the mind's eye, and it doesn't happen like a movie theater playing a movie in front of you. It happens with little flashes of information, a knowing, a feeling. The third eye is kind of one of those misleading things, I think, sometimes where people might think that they're going to see something. And, we watch these videos and people will describe something in such great detail. And I'm one of those. I can describe something in great detail, but that doesn't mean I'm seeing that like a movie. I'm just getting these ideas, these thoughts, these feelings, and then maybe random pictures and things like that. So
yeah, you just know things, and it's like you don't know where you just go with it. If you don't know where it's coming from, go with it. That's it.
Yeah, just go with those thoughts.
You just know things, and you're describing things like you're saying, you're describing it. You aren't necessarily seeing it all the time, but you would swear somebody is seeing it. But that's how you do in your day-to-day life. If somebody asks you what something looks like, you'll describe it to them. You know what it looks like. So it's coming from that place.
Yeah.
And like I like you're saying, yeah, it'll come in flashes, the actual visuals sometimes, you know, and then it gets, but it's that knowing, I think, that binds it all together to where you actually do see things, but it's from that knowing place.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I know you're like,
you got to keep me out of the comments, but thank you, Donna. She took your advice. You're getting a thumbs up from her, from YouTube on her TV, and I'm getting thumbs up from the YouTube on her phone. So thank you, Donna, for supporting both of us.
Yay. Thank you.
You guys came in a little bit later. Julia and I have a fun little competition over who gets the most people on their YouTube live watch. So, you know, help a little girl out here.
And if you want to be on both, on two different devices, hey, that's great.
We support that. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm catching up to where Tiffany is yet. Let's do this. We do have what are kidney issues about?
Mm-hmm.
This girl knows. So if you want to answer what are kidney issues about from there, I think I'll let Tiffany take over.
Okay, first we want to look at what the kidneys do. What do the kidneys do, Tracy?
Sorry, just because I've dealt with it. Julia and I have had fun with this conversation. Can I say certain words on here? No. The kidneys, they filter out the
toxins.
Basically, they create the urine, right? And
they're filtering out the toxins that are in the system. Yeah, they take all the waste products out, and then that way, then the fluids can go back. You know, they keep recirculating, but they take those out and they flush them out.
Yeah,
you know? And so when things are going on with the kidneys, now I need more information as to what it is, but that's what you're looking at. There's something toxic probably going on in the life. Either it can actually be actual poisons, actually something like that, but it's usually what it is. It's a toxic situation, and your body, see, it's trying to filter it through, but it's trying to tell you this is what's going on. It's using that body part to show you that there's something toxic in your life, and you're trying to deal with it.
Yeah.
And you want to share your experience or what you can of it, or that you?
Well, mine was kidney stones.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it happen twice now. So the first time it happened, there was something going on in my life that I think the question you asked me is, where do you feel blocked? And because, you know, the kidney stone's blocking that process. And then you're like, I'll use different words. What's really upsetting you? And
well, the word is what's got you pissed off, because that is literally what it's about. You know, something you're either pissed off, it's usually a toxic situation going on. That's what all of that, that's what it means. It's stuff like that. I love how literal. I love
so
how
literal. Yeah.
I gotta say this. I saw a comment one time, you know, they say don't read your reviews and stuff like that. And I saw one of the reviews on my book, and it's like, oh, she just uses a bunch of slang and a bunch of statement, you know, things like that, just silly little slangs. It was like, that's the whole meat of it. You know, it's those slangs is how we understand it, you know, but that's kidneys. It's like, what are you pissed off about?
Yep.
You know, it's just that blunt.
Where you feel blocked at the same time. I was feeling blocked and angry.
Yes.
And once we figured it out, the kidney stone, the pain, all of it went away, never came back. Yeah. Then when I went to Egypt, and we just got back from April, and I think it was the second day we were in Egypt, kidney stone. And like, worst place ever. Like, we're in the middle of the marketplace, and it was the end of Ramadan. So everyone that lived in Cairo was out, and they were out socializing and celebrating, and I'm having a kidney stone issue. That night when I got back to the hotel, I just sat with that and I was asking, why is this here? And of course I'm sitting here also thinking, this is a 17-day trip and I'm only on day 2. How long is this going to
Yeah.
on? I was a little bit like worried that this was going to be my trip dealing with a kidney stone. So, so I asked, what is it that, why is this here? And they said, well, how would you describe the pain? And this is the conversation I'm having in my head, right? How would you describe the pain? And I said, the pain is unspeakable. And they said, go there. Where's your unspeakable pain? And so then I sat with, okay, where is my unspeakable pain? And I found it. And I was able to, the group we were with, I just used it as part of my, hey, this is stuff that's going to happen. This is part of what Egypt's about. It's about us healing. And so I spoke about some of the stuff that I don't normally speak about with that group. And they probably know more about me than a lot of people do. But I felt it was important. It happened there for a reason. It happened with that group for a reason. And so I spoke about the unspeakable pain.
Mhm.
And the rest of the trip went fine. So it is very literal to how would you describe it? How would you describe that pain?
And that's why that's a question I frequently ask is what are the symptoms? That's my question, because that tells you so much about the message.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very much so.
Yeah.
Anyways, it is powerful to look at that. And we'll do a little plug. So if you don't have the book, get the book.
Yeah.
And and there's a course online you can take as well.
Absolutely.
Just saying. So juliacannon.com. Anyway, so now we can go to Tiffany and see what she has for us for questions.
Hi, I didn't get a ding dong.
Oh, wow.
We
We're
knew you were
slipping.
there. We already saw you at the door.
I felt like you were the pet where the door's open, but the screen door is still shut. So you can hear us, but you're still not able to kind of interact with us yet. Is that accurate?
I would think so. Or the window. You guys just don't even open the door for me. I'm just kidding.
She can't come in, but you can shout it through the window. Yeah.
All right. So this question is from Jade Likes Cats. My mom recently had throat cancer surgery, and now my sister and I both have unrelated bad neck pain. Strains ? Maybe generational throat chakra healing / activations ?
Okay, let's take the generational thing out of it. You're watching what's happening, and then that's bringing up stuff of your own. And that's how these things are. They might look generational, like they're passing down through all these generations. But what it is each generation learns from the one before about how they deal with things. And so what I've always said is if we could get back to the very first person, like say, because somebody said, oh, this is ancestral, this is coming down, it's genetic, it's all these things. If we could get back to the first person that ever had the issue and look at what was going on in their life, and then, because we know things have to do with the throat, means there's something you need to say and you're not saying it. And being that it's cancer, that's anger. It's a lot of anger that's not been released. It's been very suppressed. It's like, and this is the thing, I say this to people, and I'm jumping around a lot, but because these thoughts are coming in, but I've had people that know people with cancer. And I say, well, they're dealing with anger. Oh no, they are the most adjusted and they're so happy and they're just, everything's wonderful. There's no anger there. That's what we mean by suppressed anger. They have it pushed down so far. See, they've got everybody, what's that word? Fooled, I guess, but even themselves. I mean, everybody, they are not showing it. And that's the whole thing about cancer is they're not showing it to themselves. They're in denial. They won't deal with it. They have pushed it down and they will not admit it, and that's where you have to get to the bottom of it. There's a lot of anger. So in that situation with your mother, there was something probably, we'd have to go back to when the symptoms first started. That would be a clue as to what the anger is about, but it's about something she needs to say. We'll say it's about what, it would give us a clue as to what the whole situation is that she needs to say, or who, or, there's probably good indicators, but that would tell you for sure. But there's something, she was angry about it, and then she didn't ever say what she needed to say, saying that, and she's probably angry about that. Usually that's where we're angry. It's at the situation, and then we're angry because we're not doing anything. So we got several areas of anger going on. And so now, as far as the children, you girls, okay, you have some neck things. So it could be you're watching this, and maybe you want to say something. See, again, it's the same area. It can be that you need to say something, or it can be, if it's restricting how you're moving, then that could be how your perspective, how you're looking at something. You're not, you have a limited, see, if the neck can't move very far, see, when the neck moves, it's moving the eyes to be able to see more, because when we can move full range of motion, we can see from side to side, right? But if you have a neck strain and you have a limited range of motion, then you have a limited view. Okay. So you be things like that you'd be looking at. So I don't know what all the symptoms are. You're saying these things, and I'm just guessing, I'm speculating. But this is what I would look at as far as you're seeing this happen, and there might even be some fear there. Oh gosh, it's going to happen to me, and it doesn't have to. If we understand what it's trying to say, these things are not, words don't come to me. Words, this
doesn't have to be handed down. It doesn't have to be hereditary.
Yeah. Or what's when you catch something? That's the word I'm trying to find. Contagious. Yeah. So, some people we look at it and say, oh my gosh, I might get that. No, not if you don't need it, not if you're not trying to tell yourself something. And many people think some of these things that are not contagious at all, they think they are, just because. And so, see, there's a lot of different thoughts that we put into things. The reason I beat myself up for not these words. This was my career. I was like, the whole medical field was my career. And I'm like, where's this word? Come on.
I know there's a word for that.
I'm choosing the one that says we're different in the timeline, and we're shifting timelines. And we had that one show we talked, don't go look for the thought. Don't go. Those thoughts are just going right now. And it's like, I get concerned. Is my mind going? And it's like, then I see this happen to very young people. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. So it's just, we're doing a lot of shifting. So I just shifted something new here, but anyway.
Yeah, the shifting is getting more and more obvious too. It's not so subtle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all the things.
Yeah, but anyway, but I would look at all that. So that's the throat. This is what it means. There was something going on with your mother. So just look at it that way. You girls are looking at it a different way, and just understand it for what it truly is. And then yours will go away as well. Just what you want to do always with any situation is talk to it. Ask it what it wants you to know and what you need to learn from it. And then what you want to do. It's trying to tell you something. So find out, ask.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bravo. All right. Ding dong for the beautiful lady up in the clouds that comes down with her beautiful soft voice and tells us what the next question is.
That flew in from her delayed flight.
Literally flew in.
Well, I just wanted to do a follow-up from Jade Like Cats. She says, I've seen the repressed anger in my mom. It's incredibly strong. Her mom was similar. My sister and I both have trouble speaking up. My therapist picked up on a tightness in my throat recently too.
There you go. There you go. So now you know what it's about. So say what you need to say.
Sing it. No,
say
it. Just sing it.
Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. That happened just recently. I was in the dentist, and I'm like, oh gosh, having a procedure done. And And right before they're coming in to numb my mouth and everything, that song comes on, and I'm like,
Forgot about
are
that.
you kidding me? I'm like, okay, I get it. I know there's something I need to say.
Let the
So,
words come out.
yeah. So
No.
anyway, it's so funny how it's like I was getting the message, but I'd already been asking, what is this about? What do I need to know? Things like that. And then that comes on. I'm like, okay. I mean, I know that about the mouth, but it was just reminding me.
Oh yeah, they were like, we don't want you to miss it.
And it was just, and that's the only part that I could understand. It was so funny. I had to go look it up to see what the rest of the song was. But the only part I could understand was the chorus. And it was just, and all he does is over and over, say what you need to say, say what you need to say, say what you need to say, say what you need to say. I mean, it's constantly. So, I mean, there is no doubt that was a message.
Yeah. So now you guys can have that song in your head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's great. So now just do that. There's something you need to say. So don't be afraid of it. Just go ahead. Yeah. You know, because I've gone through this recently. We just did that. I'm not going to give details or anything, but I just realized through something that we just did that I out of fear, I don't know, anticipation of what might happen or what is, I kind of, I'll just kind of go around the edges and I'll do these things and I'll maybe skirt around and stuff. And it came as like, why don't we just deal with it head on and ask a question? And it was like, that never occurred to me.
That was like, yeah, these are the things we're talking about. It's like, well, old behavior, stay in the shadows, disappear. Wait for it to pass, whatever it is. Same here. The old patterns were coming in, and wow, that went fast.
Really fast.
We're getting our warning. But yeah, and then the answer seems so logical and obvious, and yet it wasn't in the moment. But it ended up being easy and
very easy. So it will not be just go ahead and like look for another way. Like Tracy and I were just talking, and all of a sudden that came out. It's like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that possibility. So maybe talk with somebody else, and maybe, or with your sister or somebody, and just maybe look at other options, other alternatives. Just there, it'll be amazing.
And it seems like when that alternative shows up, it's like, could it be that easy?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, we're making it harder than it is. So,
yeah, but then I realized I've never done that. So maybe that is an option. And then I did it, and oh my goodness, it was great. It worked out great. So, yeah. We do this stuff to ourselves. Just.
Yeah. But we're not anymore. We're fixing it now. It's becoming real obvious, and it's
so that's why we're bringing all these old things up, is so that we can look at them and address them differently. So if you have that going on, don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, head on. Or sit back and say, okay, is there a better way to handle this? And instead of trying to figure it out, just let the thoughts go and just get out of your busy head and the critical mind, and just kind of go into that meditation state where the answers can start to flow in.
Right. And your big indicator there will be if you start getting resistance, if you hit blocks, if you start getting stuff, that's your indicator. That is not the best path. That may be your path that you're used to. Look for something else, like we said earlier. So yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, we have like 1 minute. Tracy, how can they find you?
TracyMahan.com. And if you want to find the Iceland trip, that's where you go. TracyMahan.com. But you can also find me on QHHTofficial.com. And my website links there too, if you want to go find Iceland trip. Anyway, Julia, what about all things QHHT?
Everything QHHT, QHHTofficial.com. All the courses, everything is there. All the practitioners, you can find the directory of all the practitioners and see who resonates with you in the area that you're willing to travel to. Everything that we were saying. So
beautiful.
And anything soul speak, juliacannon.com.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Tiffany.
Is there more?
and Tiffany.
And Tiffany, how about you? How can people find you?
Nowhere. I'm in the cloud. Thank you for letting me join late.
Yeah, absolutely. Yay. Thank you for coming in. Anyway, we love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.